Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. And today this is going to be episode 4 of 7 episodes. This is my comparison between the Wowtac W1 and the Olight S1. Now in this video, what we're going to see today is several water tests as well as impact resistance testing. So to get started, you can see that I have a small thing of water here. I'm going to turn the lights on. So there is the S1 on low. I'm going to just drop it in there. And we'll do the same here. We'll turn on the W1 and we'll just drop it in there. You can obviously see that both lights are performing just fine under the water. So if I take one of the lights out and I push and hold, you'll see I can cycle through the modes of low, medium, and high. Double press gets me turbo. Triple press gets me strobe. So the W1 is appearing to work just fine. I'll put it back on low, put it back in the water. Let's take a look at the S1 and see how it works. Push and hold, medium, high. Now a triple click. You can see that strobe is working just fine. And if we go back to low, we'll put it back in the water. So both lights at this point are working just fine. Now I've started my timer to count up, and I'm gonna just leave the lights here. Well, here we are 30 minutes later. These lights have been soaking. Let's take a look at the W1. Let's cycle through the modes. There's low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Let's double press for turbo. Turbo's there. Let's triple press for strobe. So the W1 is working just fine. And that's been 30 minutes. Let's take a look at the Olight S1. Cycle through the modes, medium, high, low. Let's go to strobe. No problems. Looks like both of these lights are definitely passing the IPX8 waterproof standard. This next portion of the waterproof testing, I'm going to take some household table salt and I'm going to put it in the water. The purpose of me putting salt into the water is to mimic ocean water. So there's a little salt in there. Let's just get that mixed in. And we're going to clear this timer. We'll set those lights in salt water, and we will continue our timer here. We are currently approaching the 30-minute mark of these lights sitting in salt water. Again, this salt water is an effort to mimic seawater. So I'll go ahead and stop my timer. Let's take a look at the W1. Cycle through the modes here. Medium, high, low. Let's go medium, high. Let's do turbo. There's turbo. Let's take a look and see if strobe comes on. There is strobe. So from what I can see, the W1 is working just fine. Let's go ahead and get to moonlight mode. Very low. So that one is good to go. Now let's take a look at the Olight S1. Let's cycle through the modes here. Medium, high, low. Let's go medium, high. Let's take a look at the strobe here. Strobe is working just fine. Single press turns the light off. Let's take a look at the moonlight mode here. And again, the moonlight mode as well is working just fine. So that was over an hour that these lights sat in this water. They sat in regular water, they were dunked, and then they sat for 30 more minutes in salt water. 1 hour of soaking and both lights are working absolutely fine. I'm here at my soccer field, and in this section of the video, what I want to do is I want to take both of these lights and I want to imitate dropping them in this type of environment, whether it's a softball game, whether it's a soccer game, baseball game, anything like that. So there's several surfaces that we can find in an environment like this. I want to apologize briefly before I drop these lights. It's a windy day today, so I'm going to just drop the lights and probably not talk too much until I get back where I have the cover of this building. And then I'll talk about these drops and how these lights did. Okay, so the W1 on this side and the Olight on this side. Both lights have done just fine. Everything's working just fine. This is the part of the video that I don't like doing. I'm gonna drop them lens down. No problems so far. Let's drop them tail cap down. Let's do that one more time for good measure. Drop them sideways. Let's go a little higher. Again, lens down. Tail cap down. Let's take a look at these lights. Starting with the Wowtac W1. Low, medium, high, low. Let's go to turbo. Works. Let's try strobe. I didn't do it fast enough. There we go. That was my fault. And let's try moonlight mode. This light's working just fine. Okay, let's take a look at the Olight S1 and see how it's doing. Let's cycle through the modes. Medium, high, back to low. Medium, high. Let's go to strobe. Strobe's working. And let's give it a long press for moonlight mode. No problems. Both lights are on high. Right there. Okay, let's take a look here and see what we have. I see that the Olight is still on, the Wowtac is not on. I'm pushing the button, make sure everything's tight here. It came on. Cycle through the modes, low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Let's do a double press for turbo on the Wowtac. 1, 2. Turbo's working. Let's triple press for strobe. Strobe's working. Let's turn the light off and let's go to firefly or moonlight mode. Still working just fine. Let's do the same with the Olight. So you can see the Olight is on. Cycle through the modes here. Low, medium, high. Let's try strobe. Strobe's working. Turn it off. Let's check for moonlight mode. Moonlight mode is working. Okay, those tables down there that you can barely see in the screen, those are about probably 25 feet away. We're gonna start with the W1. Let's turn it back on here. Let's go to low, medium, high. Okay, I got that on high. Let's turn the Olight on to high. So there we go, we got both lights on high. Let's toss them down there. See what happens. Both lights are working just fine. The W1 over here, the Olight right here. Let's throw them again. That's the W1. Here comes the Olight. W1, Olight. Both lights working, no problems. There goes the Olight. There goes the W1. Okay, I'm going to walk by the camera and pick these lights up. There is the Olight here and the Wowtac here. Let's test the Olight. Low, medium, high, low. Let's go to strobe. Still working. Turn it off. Moonlight mode. So the Olight model S1, you can see it's beat and battered, but it's still working very well. And it's been abused. Now let's take a look at the W1. Beat and abused as well. It's got some scrapes and stuff on it. Let's cycle through the modes. Low, medium, high. Let's check turbo. Turbo works. Let's go to strobe. Strobe works. Off. Firefly. Both of these lights have clearly passed the impact resistance testing. I dropped them on grass. I dropped them in the parking area. I dropped them on concrete. I ran them over. I even threw them and skipped them down the concrete. Both lights pass with flying colors. Well, we're back from the soccer field, back on the bench. Let's take a closer look with this good lighting, and let's see what these lights look like after all that abuse. Both lights are working just fine. There's no problems. You got some scratches and some dents and dings, but I put these lights through quite a bit of abuse. Let's take a look at the Olight and see how it looks. Same kind of damage. Nothing too significant. Considering what these lights have been through, they're both working just fine. I can go through the modes with them, no problems. So now the question is, what's going to happen if these lights go under some liquid again? But instead of using water, what happens if we use soda pop? I don't know. Let's find out. If there's a chance of these lights failing, it would probably be now, because there could be hairline fractures in the lights. There could be all kinds of things wrong with them. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I want to see if the carbonation of this soda pop damages these lights. So both lights are on low. Let's drop them in. See what happens. Wow, you can see the carbonation going crazy. Both lights are in. Let's start the time. Whew, this is pretty crazy. I've never tested any lights to this extreme. I'm gonna let the time go and let's see what happens. I'm very, very interested. I have no idea what they're gonna do. Here we are approaching the 30-minute mark. That is crazy. Let me stop the time. Let's take a look at these lights and see how they look. So we'll pull one of them out. Let's take a look at the Wowtac model W1 after soaking in soda pop for 30 minutes. Let's cycle through the modes here. Low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Let's double press for turbo. Turbo looks good. Let's triple press for strobe. There is our strobe. And now let's turn it off and let's check the moonlight mode. There we are. So the soda pop did not hurt the W1 at all. It did a good job. Now let's take a look at the Olight model S1. You can see that the light is still on. Just dry it off a little bit here. Let's do the same here. Let's cycle through the modes. Low, medium, high. Let's triple press for strobe. Looks like strobe is working. Single press. Let's go to moonlight mode. And just like the Wowtac W1, the Olight S1 is working just fine. So both of these lights are very impressive as far as their IPX8 waterproof standard as well as their impact resistance. But I have another test. I'm going to put both of these guys on moonlight mode and let's get the next test started. Okay, on the left here I have the Wowtac W1 and on the right I have the Olight S1. In the middle I have some water. Both of these lights have been fully charged and are currently on moonlight mode. I'm going to put them in the water once again. Let's put the lid on and let's open up the fridge here, freezer rather, and everything will be fine as long as I don't touch Miss Bella's cheesecake. I don't feel like dying today. So I'm going to put these guys in the freezer, freeze them, and we will see what happens with these lights.